Hello friends, welcome to the today's session. Myself Savita Patil, Assistant Professor, Government Degree College, Kamalapur. Under the corporate administration, in my previous class, we have seen the introductory part. In today's class, we shall see what are the various types of companies. Okay, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಇಂದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣ. Contents of the today's session: introduction, types of companies, chartered companies, statutory company, registered companies, companies limited by guarantee, private company, conclusion. These are the various things that we shall discuss in my today's class. Introduction. The Indian economy has a variety of companies existing in its market, such as public companies, private companies, investment companies, limited liability companies, etc. These numerous entities in the market may look different from each other on the surface, but based upon certain identifiable common characteristics, they can be grouped into below mentioned classifications. That is, what happens here, there are various companies are there. That is a public company, private company, and the company limited by the liabilities, limited by the guarantee. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನವರಿ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿವೆ. ಯಾವ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇವೆ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇವೆ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇವೆ, ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಈ ತರ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ 1956 what are the various types of companies, and now according to the 2013 Companies Act, what are the various types of companies that we shall discuss in my today's class. Now, types of companies as per the Companies Act 1956. Here, based upon the liability, company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, unlimited company. Based upon the nature and members, public companies, private companies. On the basis of control, holding companies, subsidiary company, associate company, joint venture. On the basis of listing of shares, listed company, unlisted company. Other types of companies: government company, foreign company, one-person company, small company, Section 8 company, dormant company, producer company, investment company, statutory company. According to Companies Act 1956, the companies are classified as follows. Okay. Now, kinds of companies as per the 2013 Companies Act, that is kinds of companies: one person company, section 2 subsections is 62. Then the private company, public company, dormant company, small company, banking company, unlimited company, charitable company. 2013 prakara ivenavari classification of the companies. Now, let us see one by one. Chartered companies. A chartered company is an association formed by investors or shareholders for the purpose of trade, exploration, and colonization. Companies enabled merchants to band together to undertake a venture requiring more capital than was available to any merchant or family. Typically, these companies were formed from the 16th century onwards by groups of European investors to underwrite and profit from the exploration of Africa, India, the Caribbean, and the North America, usually under the patronage of one state which issued the company's charter. Under the chartered companies, chartered companies an association are formed by the investors. Investors and they want to make the investment in the form of capital or shareholders for the purpose of trade. Why they make the investment? That is for the purpose of trade, exploration. Companies enable merchants to band together to undertake ventures requiring more capital. And they look investment to have the more capital than was available to any one merchant or family. Here what the chartered company is refers to what that is they formed by an investors or shareholders for the purpose of trade. Okay, this is what the chartered company. Then statutory company. Statutory corporations are public enterprises into existence by a special act of the Parliament. The act defines its powers and functions, rules and regulations governing its employees and its relationship with the government departments. Statutory corporations in really are the public enterprises into existence by special act for the Parliament. Parliament special act they are formed. The act ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇನಿವೆ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇನಿವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ they can understand. This is what the statutory companies. Then registered companies. The companies which are registered under the Indian Companies Act are registered companies. They are also called incorporated associations. Really, ಯಾವ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೋ ಅವನ್ನ ನಾವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಅವನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವ್ರಿ ನಾವು, ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್, ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ or certificate of incorporation to those who fulfill all the requirements of the Companies Act. Every state maintains a register under the register. A registered number is allocated to the company. Example, Tata Company, Birla Company, Melbourne Company, etc. ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ ನಾವು, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ರಿ, ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಅವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. Then, companies limited by shares section 2, subsection 922/2013. They are also called the limited companies. These are companies in which liabilities of the members is limited. In Malenadari, companies limited by shares antal. So, they are limited. These are the companies in which the liability of the members is limited to the face value of shares bought by them. In my previous class, while discussing, we have discussed the what is meant by the limited liability. Is the limited liability refers to the liability which is limited to the face value of the shares. Okay, that is called as the limited liability. Limited liability is limited. It means once the members pay the face value to the company, he is free from any payment to the company. The name of such companies ends with limited. Almost all modern companies are limited by shares only. Andre ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಏನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇವೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನವ್ರಿ, ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇವೆ. ಟಿಸಿಎಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, ಬಾಟಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, ರೇಮಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, ರಿಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, etc. Means here what is the meaning of the limited, that is by the shares, means that the liability is limited to the face value of the shares. Okay, this is what the company is limited by shares. Now, company is limited by guarantee section 2 subsection 21. The term guarantee stands for the guaranteed amount. In such companies, the promoters guarantee a certain amount payable at the time of liquidation of company. This guaranteed amount is mentioned in the memorandum of association of the company. The members are liable to pay the company to the extent of guaranteed amount. Guarantee stands for some certain amount, the guaranteed amount. Who has to pay this? The promoters has to pay this amount when at the time of the liquidation of the company. This guaranteed amount is where it is mentioned under the memorandum of association of the company. This is one of the most important documents which is required for the formation of the company. Here the members are liable to pay to the company to the extent of guaranteed amount. Whatever may the guaranteed amount which is mentioned in this document, they are must liable to pay the guaranteed amount. This is called as the company is limited by the guarantee. Next. The company is limited by the guarantee with share capital. In this case, members are liable to pay both the face value of the shares and the guaranteed amount. But the share value should be paid as and when the company makes call, and the guaranteed amount is paid only when the company liquidates. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ರಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, they have to pay the face value of the shares and as well as the guaranteed amount. Face value shares ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಂದ್ರೆ as and when the company will make the calls, they have to pay the face value of shares. Whereas the guaranteed amount ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ when the company will liquidate. At the time of the liquidation, they have to pay this amount. Okay, the guaranteed money acts as a caution money to meet the losses. Usually, such companies are established for the purpose of promoting a culture, charity, science, education, etc. So, this is what the company is limited by the guarantee with the share capital. Now, advantages of company limited by guarantee. ಏನೇನು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಇವೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ? ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ separate from its members. This is number one. Then the individual members are almost totally protected against a liability, definitely. Then they can buy and sell property in the name of the organization. They can take or defend legal proceedings in its own name. Companies are generally democratic organizations. They have a membership. These are the various advantages of companies limited by the guarantee. Now, private company, section 2 subsection sorry, section 2 subsection 1968. Okay, based on the number of members, the companies are divided into private and public company. Indian Companies Act 1956 under section 1 defines private company. A private company means a company which by its articles of association, a private company ಇದಕ್ಕಿನ private company ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ restricts the right of the members to transfer shares if any. Shares ಅನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಂಬರ್ ಬಿ restrict ಇರ್ತದೆ. The limit the number of members minimum to maximum 200 excluding its present employee members. Minimum ಎಷ್ಟು 2 ಇದೆ, maximum ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 200 ಇದೆ. Prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe to its shares and debentures. Definitely. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಗೆ they can make the invitation to subscribe to its shares and debentures. Expects a minimum paid up share capital rupees 1 lakh or such higher amount as may be prescribed by as per the Companies Amendment Act 2000. So these are the what on this based the private company is can define the private company. Okay. That is, let us see the special features of the private company. Minimum members are 2 and maximum 200. The members cannot transfer their shares. It cannot invite to public purchase its shares and debentures. It cannot issue the prospectus to public. The maximum paid up share capital should be 1 lakh. It can start its business immediately after obtaining the certificate of incorporation. It has no restriction on minimum subscription. Without collecting minimum subscription also it can commence the business. It needs not submit the list of directors. It need not hold statutory meeting. It should have minimum 2 directors. It can organize meeting with minimum 2 members only. It is exempted from the maintenance of index of members, etc. These are the various features of the private company. As we have discussed in the definition, they are only we have discussed on the special features of the private company. Okay. In my next class, we shall see what is meant by public company and what are the various differences between the public company and the private company. Dear students, for the 15 marks, they may ask the question that define the company, explain the different types of the company, prepare this question. Okay, this I'll give an assignment. Thank you. In my today's class, we have discussed what are the various types of the companies according to the 1956 and according to the Companies Act 2013. Remaining things we shall continue in my next class. Have a good day. Thank you.